Hi, welcome to Readings of Luz. If you're new here, please let me introduce myself. For returning viewers, your timestamp is in the description below. But for my new viewers, let me just tell you really quick what my readings are about. They are all about healing, loving, growing, all the good stuff. But because life is the way it is, there's going to be that darkness and that contrast. And we talk about it if it comes up in your reading. So don't think that I'm ever judging you. Like I tell everyone, you are my mirror, just like I'm yours. So we're there really learning in our own way through our own journeys. So please take notes, get comfy, drink water. Anything helps, a like, a comment, a subscribe, anything. Also, watch this as many times as you need. I've been told by people that when they come back later on throughout the month to rewatch the video, they hear it in a whole new way, and it's because we're always changing, we're always growing. Sorry, Nim is a baby. He always needs to be held. Not always, but when he just wants to be a baby. But yeah, watch this as many times as you need. But let's get started. Aries, thank you so much for being here. It's your month. Happy birthday for my Aries, April babies. We got our first card flying out. Flying out, we got the Queen of Wands. You don't have to be a woman to be the Queen of Wands, There's no gender with tarot. It's only feminine and masculine energy, right? For some of you, it seems like even though this is your month, there's so much that you wish you could be at right now. Like, it's almost like we're being hard on ourselves. I was just talking to Leo about this. And, before I started reading this, I got a message for all fires, but I forgot it. And if it comes back, I'm going to tell you. But it was for all fires. And I even said it. I was like, for all fires. And I can't remember it. But if it does come through, I hope it does. But yeah, bullying ourselves. But you know why? And when I say bullying, it's not, that can be in the spectrum of literally talking shit to yourself to the spectrum of just not trusting in yourself. Every time your intuition tells you to do something, you're just like, no, because look at all the bullshit that we went through. And it's like, wait. We can't blame ourselves for the bullshit that we've been through. At the end of the day, all we have to do is nurture ourselves through the bullshit. Not depend on others to nurture ourselves. And I think that's what's challenging for a lot of us, right? Growing up, we realize that really the only person who can heal us, take care of us the way we want is ourselves. And then if someone else comes along, great. But really, it's about mastering that very thing, And coming into April, it feels like every time we think we're mastering it, something happens. Or some of you are just trying to harness it, trying to master the very thing we're talking about, of following our intuition and taking action. Some of you might have ended a relationship and it ended like this, but it feels like the ending was overdue. Now, some of you are also having a hard time because of this ending. Now, for those of you that have not had an ending, this can signify something that ended, whether it be a job or something within the family or something that you really cared about, changed you, hurt you, but it finally ended, right? But now that it's ended, now that it's long gone, it doesn't even feel long gone. That's the issue here. That's what's keeping the intuition, and also it's not even like that person either, even though it is that person. It's also Aries, a lot of other bullshit you've carried that's keeping you from this intuition. You know, it's not just, sorry, Rico, scaring me. He's getting close to the balcony. But that wasn't the only thing that kept you from your intuition. You know what else kept you from your intuition? You know what else this is? This could easily be an ex, right? But I think this is a huge part of you that you've ignored your whole life. And it's not your fault, Aries. It's not. You've ignored this huge part of your soul, of the way you feel, the way you love. You've held a huge part of the way you love. The way you love yourself. And I'm talking about, when I say that, I don't mean just like how you talk to yourself. It's how you treat yourself, the decisions you make for yourself, the things you say about yourself, you know, the way you view yourself. But you've ignored a huge part of it, or you've lost. And that wasn't there your whole life. That was there your whole life. That wasn't there the whole life. Your whole life. The losingness, right? I think, and it wasn't even just at one moment either. You just lost yourself more and more and more, focusing on just what society liked about you, what you felt society liked about you, instead of what you liked about you. And when I say like about you, I mean with the way you view yourself, the decisions you make with work, with the decisions you make with conversation, the way you talk, the way you think, the way you dress, the way you walk, everything. It's like all of this was based off of the part of you that thinks society's or another's perspective, whether it be parents, family, friends, a lover, or just the part of you, like I said, what we're talking about, because all of those things are morphed. Your family, society, all of that, it's all of that, but morphed into this part of you that is you, that you listen to because you think you're supposed to, because life has been painful, so painful that you think, well, maybe I should listen to everyone else. But really, you are allowed to, Aries. You are allowed to choose, pick and choose in order to balance yourself. It's not just one way or the highway. That's one thing I think we're learning now in April, you know. We're learning that, you know, maybe we should really allow ourselves to pick out. So I was shuffling, so I'm going to cut them in half. I'm going to pick up the card on the very top. 6 of Cups. You know, some of us have a problem with going back on crappy moments, even though I think you can do that too. I think your biggest issue is you can go back to moments that were happy, to make yourself feel happy, to make yourself feel. And some of this can be, this what I'm talking about, for some of you, it can just be like automatic. It's not like if you're trying to do this. It's a defense mechanism. Your brain is trying to take care of you. But at the end of the day, you're just like, but that's not what, like, I don't think that's healthy, right? To go back to the past to make yourself feel better? No. The past is there for a reason. And so maybe it's time to look at the future now. Focus on the future. Focus on loving yourself in the future. Loving yourself now for the future. That's important, Aries. In April, there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of continuous movement with money, with work, with living, situations. There's a lot of movement with it. Like, it's going to feel like everything is picking up the pace. And it would be the worst time to waste your mental space, your focus, your mental focus throughout all of this with thinking about the past, when really we should be doing all of this, focusing in the present for the future. Let's get one more card here for Aries as advice. Or no, not one more card. We still have time. Sorry. But Aries. Let's get one more card here to continue the story. Yeah. We're learning the moment we learn to stop looking at the past so much, the moment we stop looking at the past to make ourselves feel better, is the moment we realize, holy shit, that has been heavy. That's been heavy. Now, for those of you that are looking in the past, not to make themselves feel better, but because it is, like I said, very shitty, you're not alone. But the moment you stop doing that, for the very reasons that we're talking about, for you to find your intuition again, for you to find that endless drive, that passion again, in believing in yourself, in believing in your intuition, and your purpose, the moment you start doing all of that and cut off thinking about the past, is a moment you're going to feel so much better, so much lighter. Let's stop carrying. Let's stop carrying things that are done, that have been done. We're just carrying them around because we don't want to. It's like, you know how I picture it? It's weird how my mind paints these things, but I picture a man carrying a wagon full of books, and they're all written by himself, right? And all he does, he's a homeless man. All he does is go around and read these books over and over again. And children from the street would, how do I know all this? I don't know. I just see it and I know it. But all the children from the street who know him go up to him and, hear him read the stories. And they're all memories of his. And every time he gets to the ending, like the last chapter of the book, he stops reading. And he picks up a new one. And it's because he dreads knowing that there's an ending to each memory, to each story. So it's like, that's how I picture it. I picture you guys revisiting past memories, but not really looking at the lesson. Choosing not to see the lesson, because then if we see the lesson, that means it's done. And it's okay if it's done. You're going to feel really relieved. You're going to feel super relieved when it's done, when you close that chapter. When you read that last chapter and you really see why it ended, you'll realize that you've been carrying so much that you didn't need to carry. Perhaps carrying a little too much of what other people think of you. It's like we're boasting. For some of you, it's like we're boasting so much about not even what makes us happy, just what we think we should be boasting about. And some of you are like, well, I'm not doing that, but it is hard for me to boast about the things I should be boasting about. Okay, for those of you that feel that way, boast. Boast, boast, boast. Like, flaunt, baby. Come on, you're an Aries. You're a cardinal. You start trends. Let's start those trends. Inspire us, please. Please, I'm begging you. Flaunt what you got. Please, and don't care what other people think. While you're doing it, yes, starting revolutions. And then there are those of you that are like, oh no, I can boast. But it's all boasting based off of other people's perspectives, not even your own. And people can feel that, Aries. Believe it or not, people can feel that. Especially the ones that matter. So let's let some of the past go to start new ways in loving ourselves and flaunting what we truly feel. And for some of you, stop looking at the past so you can focus that a lot of the past you're still carrying, thinking it defines you when it doesn't. Let's get one more card here for advice here for Aries, April. The Hermit. For those of you that did end a relationship, stop going to other people and thinking that you're going to find your truth within them. If that's the only reason why you're going to seek other people, then don't. Because the only truth you can find is within yourself. Now, if those of you that aren't doing that are just taking the time alone, then it is very important to use this time alone to find your inner voice, the inner voice that is balanced, that knows what it wants, knows what it believes in, knows what it loves, knows what it's worth, knows its truth. This man is on the top of the hill on a dark, dark night, dark soul of the night to be exact. And he's found his inner truth. No one can tell him nothing because he knows his truth. He's been through the dark soul of the night and now he's on top of the hill and he has his light. The whole time he's had his light, but now he knows more than ever, being on top of the hill alone with his inner truth. That his inner truth was the one that guided him all along. Can you hear Nim? Come here. He's such a baby. Aries, I love you, okay? Thank you so much for being here. I will talk to you guys soon. I'm thinking about making TikTok videos, like 3-minute bonus TikTok videos, but I'm not sure. So if you think that's a good idea, go ahead and comment that below. And while you're at it, go ahead and like and subscribe. That would mean a lot. I will talk to you guys soon.